What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, guys. We are live right here on Hump Day, beautiful Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a great day. We have some breaking news. Brian Flores finally gives more insight on Josh Rosens' future in Miami. We're going to break down everything that he said. We're going to dive deep and evaluate the words that were said by Brian Flores. I'm about to go in because I've been telling y'all, and we continue to listen to people like EM Dolphins fan who has no clue what he's talking about in this regards. Shout out to the homie Breon in the building. First mod in the building is Brandon Hudgens. We're going to get into it, but we're going to give people time to come into the building. If you haven't heard Brian Flores' press conference yet, you need to hear it. But hey, you're going to hear it right here. I'm going to play it. I'm going to evaluate it and give you my take on it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am going to play his press conference, just 5 minutes, only the Rosen information on it. I'm going to break it down and tell you my thoughts on it. And then it goes hand in hand about what I've been saying all this time. It's just becoming a common trend. I'm tired of proving people wrong, man. I'm so tired of proving people wrong, man. But hey, it is what it is. Again, we're going to give about 30 more seconds for people to come in the room. We have 45 people in the room, only 22 likes. Hit that like button, guys. I'm great, Robert Rodriguez. Thanks for asking. What's up, TD? Hey, I got the notification. Now, that's good news, DM fans. I'm glad you got the notification, bro. At work, but still listening. Hey, JD, you're not going to want to miss this one, man. So, and we're going to dive in just a second. Dolphins 48, Bengals 24. Hey. For Flores say we trying to win every game, so we'll see. All right, but shout out to everybody in the building. We got 48 people in the room, 35 likes. We're gonna start once we get 50 people in the building. That'll probably be in a few seconds. 49 people watching, one more to go. It's gonna happen any moment. But guys, we got a lot to talk about. So this is one of those in-depth conversations. You know, I'm not just rambling, but I'm having an in-depth conversation, breaking it down, guys. This is that moment. This is that moment where I break down. You know how I get into deep thought, and I'm a reader of words. I break it down, man. I break it down. All right. Love that Shire TD. Where'd you get it? The wife, man. Everybody always asking me where I got stuff. I ain't getting nothing. My wife she just spoils me with Dolphin stuff. She tells me every night, I can't believe I support your habit. But hey, that's why I love her dearly, man. That's why she's my queen. But yes, man, yes. Somebody says shirt. I don't know if you talk about this one. I bleed Dolphins blood. That's right, baby. That's right. You gotta bleed Dolphins blood, baby. I was conceived a Dolphins fan. But we still at 53 people in the building, so we'll go ahead and get started. Before we get started, let me make sure I check the comment section. How Juice getting looks and not Parker for Pro Bowl. Because, I mean, don't be surprised, guys. I already told y'all, man, I'm going to do a video on Parker getting snubbed anyway, so I'll hold it. I'll wait. Shout out to Reno, Nevada. Merry Christmas to all Dolphins fans. Thank you, David. We appreciate that, homie. LOL, she gets you everything. Yeah, she get me everything, man. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. That's my world, and she takes care of me. I will say that, man. That is my world. Wifey is the world, man. All right, but let's go ahead and dive in, okay? It's time to talk about this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give a caveat right now. Some people are going to come into the live stream 15 minutes from now. They're going to miss everything I said at the beginning. Then they're going to start arguing and never heard anything I said at the beginning. So I'm going to try my best to conveniently ignore those people today and just continue to give you my analysis on Brian Flores' press conference. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Breon said, oh, snap, you're on Facebook Live. How did you do that? It's the software, Bree. This is StreamYards, and I don't have the free version anymore because they say I exceeded my limit. So I have to pay every month for this software, and it allows me to multi-stream on Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and different things like that. But I haven't set up a Twitch yet. I'm thinking about it now. But yeah, man, we upgrading. We're reaching the masses, and we getting it started, man. Breon Glenn started a watch party. You must have started a watch party on this, Bree. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, guys, so let's dive in, man. Let's dive in, okay? Shout out to all the real Miami Dolphin fans who understand what the team is going through. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. But let's dive in, okay? First and foremost, I want to outline what the argument continues to be. Okay? We're going to outline what the argument continues to be. And I have panelists that we usually argue this with, the Dolphin fan, Reason, Mr. Ballgame, Finsanity. We all have these conversations. But here's where the argument lies, okay? And I want y'all to be the judge on who's on point and who's not. The argument is this. Josh Rosen, the team already knows he's a bust. That's what the argument is. That's basically what EM and these guys are basically saying, that the team already know that they're not going with Josh Rosen. He is a bust, and they're done. They're done. What did we hear last night? He can't even make the field. He can't even make the field. That's what the argument is. That the coaching staff gave up on him. He's done. His future in Miami is no more. And I'm not twisting anybody's narrative, but if you've been watching this show, that's what the narrative has been. It has been that he can't even make the field. This coaching staff doesn't believe in him, and he's done in Miami. And TD never disagreed with it. All I've said was, we don't know that. Because everybody that argues that he's done are getting their information strictly from outside sources. Sources that are not even in the organization. Not watching what's happening inside the organization. Well, this analyst who's very reputable has said this and said that he's done. And that's all they're basing it off of. And for the record, let me say it again. TD never said that may not be the case. Never said it. But I said that it may not be the case. Okay? So I'm not discounting anybody who believes Josh Rosen is done. But I'm asking those same people, don't discount people who believe he's not done. And I've given my take on what I think it is, and I really do think that they're shelving him and saving him for a better unit around him and an opportunity to learn and grow and sit behind a veteran and learn the system for a full year. That has always been my argument. So anybody who comes and say, oh, this, that, and this, that is what the argument has been. I've never discounted anybody's opinion that he's been done. All I've said was, I don't think so. I don't think he's done. I think he has a lot more football still in him. And I think that he could eventually be starting for the Miami Dolphins. But I get beat up for that. People attack me for that. You're delusional. Look at what we see. He can't even make the field. And my last point before I get started on this interview from Flores, what myself and Mr. Ballgame has been saying all this time, I don't care what this analyst and that analyst say. The only people I care about hearing it from is Brian Flores, Chris Greer, or a player leaking some type of information. That is it. That is it. Those are the only ones I want to hear it from for me to move forward and believe otherwise. All these speculations, I don't know how many times I have to prove to people over and over and over and over again. Stop listening to the media. Stop listening to all of this media. They're selling stuff to you. They're selling what you want to believe anyway. And the sad thing is, it's very telling, because the only people listening to those narratives are the ones who want Josh Rosen to fail anyway. The only people quoting those ulterior narratives are the people who don't want to see him as the Miami Dolphins quarterback anyway. So it's very telling. Very telling. So with that being said, Brian Flores has blessed us today with a little bit, not much, but a little bit more detail on Josh Rosen's situation with the Miami Dolphins. And for the first time in a long time, I must commend the journalists in the room asking the questions, because Brian Flores has been sealed shut tight, won't give you any information. And for the first time, journalists did their job and posed questions in a way to which they would get an answer. Even if it was vague, they would still get a little bit more information. So shout out to the journalists that asked the necessary questions about these things and asked it the right way, because we were able to get some very telling information about Josh Rosens' situation and his future in Miami. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and play the clips. And I'm going to pause and keep going because I want to discuss everything that's being said, ladies and gentlemen. This is golden, baby. This is golden. Here we go.
Gas as far as, helping these players.
We're just going to play the Josh Rosen segment, which starts if you.
You're going to pick the best guys to give you the best chance to win games. At the quarterback position, what does the backup need to do to close the gap with the starter? I think.
What does the backup have to do to close the gap with the starter? They're being so careful today, they don't even want to say Josh Rosen's name.
And again, I understand the question with Josh and Fitz. I think, Josh has done a lot of good things in practice. He really has. He's throwing the ball well. He's making good decisions. He's, throwing it with more accuracy. At the end of the day, Fitz has played well also.
Let me pause right there. Ain't no different from what I've been saying. Flores continued to tell you that he keeps making improvement. He throws the ball well, with more accuracy. And he's done a great job, basically. But Fitz has also done that.
He's got a rapport with the team, and not that Josh doesn't. Josh does as well, and he's building from that standpoint.
Now that's critical for this conversation. He says, but Fitzpatrick has a rapport with the team. Rapport with the team. Let me write that down because I have to come back to it. He has a rapport with the team. Not that Josh doesn't, but he's working on that to basically improve that. So it's clear that the reason why, a part of being clear, because there's so much more we're going to talk about, Rosen is playing very well in practice, but Fitzpatrick is as well. And Fitzpatrick has a rapport with the team because who's played with the team more? Who played more first team snaps in preseason? Who played more in the first few games? He has a better rapport with the team. And he said in specifics, not that Josh Rosen doesn't, but he's building on that, which means he's building more and more and more of a rapport, but he doesn't have the rapport with the team that Ryan Fitzpatrick has right now. Let's keep going. We're going to break this whole thing down because some things are going to be revelation, man.
Whether it's with the scout team or when he gets his team reps in practice, they've been good. And, you can see the improvement.
You can see the improvement.
We just feel like, going with Fitz is the best thing for us to win the game or to try to win the game on Sunday. And, that's, from meetings to walkthroughs to all the preparation, as a coaching staff, we're with them on a daily basis. And I think we have a good feel for what that is for, to answer your question for Josh to the steps he's got to take. I think he's taking those steps.
Oh my God. So to answer your question in regards to Josh, in regards to the steps he has to take to close the gap, he's taking those steps. These ain't my words. Out of his own mouth, he's taking those steps. What does Josh Rosen have to do to close the gap? Well, as far as the steps he needs to take to close the gap, he's taking those steps. So what is the difference here? Why isn't Josh starting then? Because Fitzpatrick has a better rapport with the team. But we're going to dive deep into what I really got out of this, an element that many people continue not to talk about. And again, it's going to be a lot of revelation as we continue to listen to this.
time, he'll get his opportunity.
Oh, hold on. Let me back that up. Because that's the piece right there. That's the piece right there that everybody needs to hear.
For, to answer your question, for Josh to the steps he's got to take, I think he's taking those steps. And I think
here it is.
In due time, he'll get his opportunity.
In due time, words of the day. In due time, he will get his opportunity. What did I tell y'all? Let me pause real quick. Watch this. Jay in the comment section says Josh Rosen is not the answer, TD. Stop being delusional. Jay, when did you join this live stream? I'm just curious, bro. Hopefully you can respond pretty quick. When did you join the live stream? And I want everybody to notice how long this live stream's been going on. When did you join the live stream, Jay? If you want to answer. But what did I say at the beginning of the live stream? I said about 15 minutes into the live stream, you're going to have all these people coming at me saying, oh, I'm delusional, X, Y, and Z, and ain't here the beginning, and won't even give an opportunity to hear it out. But I'm automatically delusional. These aren't my words. These are Brian Flores' words. Y'all see what I'm saying? I called it right on cue. I said about 15 minutes into the stream, 15 minutes into the stream, this is what we're going to get. People going to be coming in here late. I told y'all. And I said I would also try my best not to entertain it. But I just wanted to point that out because it was funny. When I looked up, it was 16 minutes in, and I said, right on time. Right on time. Y'all too predictable, man. Y'all too predictable. That's why you can't steal my joy. But for those who really want to listen and learn, go ahead and continue to pay attention as I continue. Because I'm not going to go backwards and preface this conversation with the first 5 minutes that I told y'all. I'm not disagreeing with people that say he may not be the guy. Oh, I guess I'm prefacing, and I ain't going to go back. Y'all just go back and watch the film. See, these are those reacting people. Those reactors. They don't care about the facts. If they disagree with just the narrative period, it doesn't matter what facts they get. It doesn't matter. I don't want to see the facts. But what if I can show you literally the facts right here? It doesn't matter. I believe what I believe. Those are the people I'm talking about. Y'all gotta come on, man. Y'all gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up. It's sad though. It's sad. But anywho, back to the subject at hand. What did Flores just say? He will get his opportunity. His opportunity is coming. These are Flores' words, not TD. So why does it make me delusional to repeat the head coach's words?
The steps he's got to take, I think he's taking those steps. And I think in due time, he'll get his opportunity. In due time,
he'll get his opportunity. But I say it, and I'm delusional. I repeat what the head coach says, and I'm delusional. Y'all got to stop. You're really showing yourself. You're really showing yourself, guys. But back to the subject at hand. Brian Flores, out of his own mouth, in due time, he will get his opportunity. So if he's not playing for the rest of this season, when is he supposed to get his opportunity, ladies and gentlemen? Because leave it to some people, Rosen is the first thing gone in the offseason. They don't believe in Rosen anymore. They're going to cut him. They're going to cut him. So can somebody who still feels that way tell me if the head coach says in due time he's going to get his opportunity? When is he supposed to get that opportunity? Because he's obviously not playing for the rest of the season. And it don't fit the narrative of this offseason. They're done with him. This is why I tell y'all, stop listening to these dumb reports. These writers out here, knowing that there's a lot of people that love Tua and they want to see Josh Rosen fail, let's write articles to appeal to them because they will click on them. They will love it because it keeps their hopes alive for Tua Tagovailoa or any other prospect that they want instead. And they make money playing off of your emotions. And for some reason, you don't see that. You don't see it. Let's keep going because this goes even deeper. It goes even deeper.
Brandon, but what are if you had to give Josh Rosen a list of 3 things, improve on these 3 things, what's on that list?
I'm giving him that list. For sure. I'm not giving you that list. Again, like I've said all year, those conversations between, me and the players and, me and Chris and me and,
this is huge right here.
Those are internal conversations and we're not going to, share that with, I think it's common courtesy to not share that with, with anyone else. So those are private conversations, that Josh and I have had. And it's not just Josh, but really multiple players on this team. Because they all want to, compete and play, and they all have,
One moment, guy. I'm sorry. Hey, babe. I'm live. No, you're good. My bad, guys. You got to answer the wife's call.
What can I do to get in there, to get better? And, I have a lot of those conversations, and I don't think it's the right thing to share them, with everybody.
Let me pause right there. They asked him, well, if you had to have a list of 3 things that Josh needs to do to be better to get himself there, what would it be? He basically said it was none of your business. That's between me and the player. I had that conversation with all the players, many players. But that's between me and the player. Now, this is deep, y'all. Let me tell y'all why. Brian Flores could have easily said, well, I want this to be better. I want him to be able to command this and do that. Let me tell you what I think it is. Josh Rosen's only thing with this whole team is his attitude. And when I say attitude, understand the definition of the word before you think it's attitude or anything. It's his demeanor and his attitude. I think that the only problem that this organization has with Josh Rosen is his demeanor and attitude. How he handles moments of adversity and failures or tough times, as we've referenced to early with the Miami Dolphins when he throws the interception hanging his head low and Brian Flores cursing at him in front of the fans saying, pick your damn head up. I think that is the only issue they have. So when they come and they say things like Fitz has better camaraderie with the team, that goes hand in hand. Because Fitz is a veteran professional that doesn't hang his head like that. He just shakes it off and let's move on. Rosen cannot lead this team unless he keeps his head up high and never get too low or never get too high. And that's the element that I think that they want to see change in him. That's number 1 on that list, if you were to ask me. Speculation, because nobody's told me that. But I think that's the number 1 thing on the list about Josh Rosen and what they want to see happen for this team to rally behind him and respect him as a quarterback and not some entitled kid that gets to start in the NFL because he was a former first-round pick. I think that's what it has to do with. Flores has said everything you needed to hear about his skill. He's very talented. He has all the skills necessary. That's the piece that's number 1 on that list that he needs to fix if he wants to be a Miami Dolphin next year, as far as winning the starting position. When he says in due time he will get his opportunity coming, it's just an opportunity, which means no matter what happens, if Fitzpatrick is in camp, I don't care if Tua is in camp. You beat them out, you got the job. You will get your opportunity. It's that simple. That's the knock on Josh Rosen. That's another reason why Fitzpatrick gives us a better chance to win, because the team around Fitzpatrick believes in Fitzpatrick, not just from a skill standpoint, but as a leader and someone who's going to keep his composure in a tough moment and not hang his head and deflate the rest of the team. That's it. And I personally feel like when Brian Flores did have that conversation with Josh, he said, you don't fix that, you won't be quarterbacking this team. You won't be leading this team. We know about the improvements you're making. You're capable, but if you don't fix that, you will not be leading this team. And I think that's the conversation that's been had with Josh Rosen. That is the sole conversation had with Josh Rosen. We know we can coach you and get you to where you need to be physically, just skill-wise and everything. You're showing the improvements. But if you don't get it together as far as your demeanor, you will never lead this team. And this team will never believe in you. You know why? We got a team full of people who had to earn every inch. We got a team full of players who had to earn everything. Undrafted. A team full of them, man. They're never going to respect the one who's entitled. Never going to respect the ones who's entitled. And that's not your fault, this entitled narrative. But at the end of the day, the moping and stuff doesn't help us make the decision. It doesn't help us make that type of decision. That's why the players respect the fact that Fitzpatrick's starting more, and y'all going to hear evidence of it right at the end of the video. And I'm gonna break it down because a lot of people saw the video, but you didn't hear the last thing he said about the Rosen conversation. And I promise you, you're going to see what I'm saying whenever I say it. All right, let's keep it going. But that's what it is. He got his list.
Brian Fitzpatrick. Some fans, some media members, me. I wonder, maybe you can help me understand, how, if at all, is it in the best long-term interest of this franchise to start a 37-year-old over a 22-year-old? And if there's an answer, I really want to hear it. A 37-year-old over a 22-year-old when the record, and there's 2 games left and it's 3-11.
Well,
Shot at the media.
I guess my first thought is, if we feel like that's the best thing for us, and we do, for us to win on Sunday, I think that is in the best interest of this team. So I think, and this is, philosophically, I think people are going to feel differently about it. But I think, anytime, you always want to try to win and give yourself the best opportunity to win. I think it's easy for people to sit and say, hey, you should do this or that or this or that. I don't think those same people would stand in front of that group and say, hey, this is in the best interest of the team for us to win, this week. And I'm not, it's no knock on Josh, but, maybe you think that's in the best interest. But you're not in front of this team every day. You're not in the trenches and a lot
shots at the media.
So, those are decisions I have to make, and we as a coaching staff, we go through this, diligently, and we come out of it with that decision, and we feel like that's the best thing to do.
You're not the one in front of this team. What did he say? Y'all not the ones in front of this team all day. To have to sit there in front of the team and tell them this gives us the best chance to win. You're not there. I'm telling y'all, Rosen not playing right now has more to do with keeping the locker room respect. Not because the locker room doesn't believe in him, but if he's going to come in and preach a message that says nobody's entitled, I don't care who you are, then they look for Flores to uphold that. Rosen has to earn it. He has to earn every bit of it. And matter of fact, he probably has to earn it more than anyone else just to gain the respect. You're playing quarterback. You want to lead this team. No, you don't just get handouts. You got to lead us. But you're not leading us throwing a pick and moping your head. I don't care about the pick, but the dropping of your head is the issue. I'm telling y'all. This has everything to do with his demeanor and attitude. And attitude not being a negative thing like most people. Oh, you got an attitude. Attitude can be bad, good, all of that. But y'all know what I mean. Let me just use the word demeanor. The way he goes about handling bad situations. You can't be that way if you're rallying the troops. You can't. Now, Here's the most telling part of all of it. The very last thing that's said, but nobody would pick it up, but I picked it up.
Has a future with this team.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the main question. Because some people say, oh, he's done. This coaching staff don't want him anymore.
We come out of it with that decision, and we feel like that's the best thing to do.
Do you think Rosen has a future with this team?
You think Rosen has a future with this team?
I mean, Josh Rosen is a very talented player.
We know that.
We all know that. Okay. And I think he's making a lot of improvement, like I've been saying for the last few weeks. And
I'm telling y'all, he's saying it.
We'll see where
I was talking when he said it because people will plow right over that.
We come out of it with that decision, and we feel like that's the best thing to do.
Do you think Rosen has a future with this team?
I mean, Josh Rosen is a very talented player. I think we all know that. And I think he's making a lot of improvement, like I've been saying for the last few weeks. And yeah, I do. So
yeah, I do.
Where it goes. And,
I saw some people in the comment section earlier. He'll get his opportunity in due time. People in the comment section are already trying to downplay it. Yeah, with another team. Yeah, when he gets cut. And then they followed up. Do you think he has a future with this team? And what was the last thing he said? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, how much clearer can that get? Does he have a future with this team? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I probably need to repeat that several times right now. Does he have a future with this team? Yeah, I do. Let me one more time now, because people gonna be arguing with me later. That ain't what he meant. Do you think Josh Rosen has a future with this team? Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, y'all got to forgive me just one more time, because there's still some people who banging their head against a wall right now. What ulterior narrative can I say to say that this ain't right? Do you think Josh Rosen has a future with this team, Brian Flores? Not TD's words, Brian Flores' words. Yeah, I do. He can just, Chris Foster said, he's just saying that, TD. He can be saying that. He can be just saying that. But like I told y'all, what would you prefer me to do? Go off of all of these reports of people who hate Josh Rosen anyway, don't want to see him be the Miami Dolphins quarterback, and they want Tua? I'm supposed to go off of what they say, and they're not in the locker room. They're not on the practice field. Just so you know, as soon as the season starts, media can't go to practices anymore. All they can do is go to locker room visits when the team allows them. They don't see the players playing anymore, just so you know. For all y'all who don't know how that works with the media, they're not out there. Wow, look, I see this guy. They can't see a thing. I'm supposed to listen to them? Or am I supposed to listen to the head coach who says, yes, he does have a future with this team? He does believe that. And one word that I missed out, what he said at the end was, we'll see where it goes. He's going to get his opportunity, and he has a future with the team, and we'll see where it goes. Only Rosen can ruin that. Robert said, TD, we can disagree. I don't see it. You're not disagreeing with me, bro. You're disagreeing with the head coach, Flores, who make the decisions. So you ain't got to agree. You ain't got to see it. But I think many people will be like, I think you're choosing not to, because the man himself has spoken. Ain't nothing what I'm saying right now means Josh Rosen will be the starting quarterback next year or the year after. Nothing I am saying. See, I got to say that again, because then people still going to be sitting here arguing with me, and they miss the whole conversation here. Nothing that I said in this whole conversation means that Josh Rosen is going to be starting next year. Nothing I said in this entire conversation is going eventually. And people don't want to hear that. It's sad that they don't even want to acknowledge the potential. You can disagree, but why do you ignore the potential? Why can't you ever just say, I mean, it's possible, but I just don't think it will? That would be fair. But y'all be like, it ain't never happening, and I don't see it that way. That's the sad part about it. That's the most closed-minded, biased way to think. What is wrong with saying, based off of what Flores said, I mean, it's possible, but I just don't believe it will happen. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But you can't even be fair. And that leads me to believe a lot of it ain't nothing but hate. A lot of it ain't nothing but hate. Just like JG Leezy just said, all the mock drafts have us picking Tua at 4. Then WTF is Rosen going? Why you care about a mock draft? And all the mock drafts don't have us picking Tua at 4. We just did a mock draft the other night. It didn't even have Tua on it. What some of y'all fail to realize is I'm officially the media now. Do you know what it takes to be a media personnel? Do you know what that is? An analyst. Every single one of us can be an analyst. Just be one. But does it make their mock draft more credible than mine? It don't make their mock draft more credible than mine. So I don't care that everybody's mock draft has Tua at 4. Mine didn't. And I ain't even make mine by myself. I ain't even do mine all by myself. And it's wrong anyway. I just saw 3 different mock drafts that had Andrew Thomas going to us at number 3. I saw another one today that had Chase Young going to us at number 2. So every mock draft doesn't say it, but it doesn't matter even if it did. What does that mean? I don't listen to no Todd McShay and those main 4 guys that's supposed to be the draft experts. Every year they scratching their head. I don't know why they went this way. I don't know what made them think this. Every year. But they make a whole lot of money off of people thinking that they're the experts in the draft. They make 1 or 2 big value picks right, and people say they're the experts now. Now everybody bring them in every year and have them on their panel, making millions. Oh, that's the college guy. He knows what's happening in the draft. They don't know nothing. They have no freaking clue. They're guessing. They know just as much as I do, believe it or not. Just as much. In done data, you're probably right. By next year, I'll be an expert. By next year, they'll be saying, hey, we got an expert on with the Miami Dolphins. He knows what's going on. He said this right. He said that right. There's people right now. Believe it or not, there are people right now that talk to people and say, man, I listen to TD Fans talk, man. He's very credible. He was right about the Tunsil trade before everybody else. People got on him about that, but I don't like what he says sometimes, but he be on point. He was right about Kenny Stills being out of there. He was right about Kiko. And did I mention he was right about the Tunsil trade, one of the biggest ones? He said Drake wasn't gonna make the whole season. People told him to shut up about that. He said Tannehill was actually good. Oh, Tannehill got Pro Bowl nods today, man. The other day. Shout out to Tannehill. And I understand that it is an alternate, but hey, that is a good. Tannehill made the Pro Bowl, man. Tannehill made the Pro Bowl. This guy was right about Ryan Tannehill all this time. Oh, man. Gosh, man. See, people can hate and be mad at my opinion all they want, but what do I always say? Time will tell. And why do people ignore the fact that at least every time I give my opinion, I have factual data to back it up or reason behind it versus just my feelings? Oh, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. No, I give you some analysis on why I think it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it will, but at least I got a reason why. That's what gets to me. People who give analysis and have no reason why. Why do y'all feel they credible? Because everybody know them and they said it? Come on. I don't care how long you've been getting stuff right. Every single thing that you bring to the table should have a reason why you feel that way. Stop being these blind. Don't be one of these blinded people believing something just because somebody who has gotten a credible, who's gotten a credible title said it. Question them. Why do you believe that? What facts do you have to support it? And like I always say, I'm very particular with my words. We could draft Tua at number 4. And Rosen can get cut in the offseason. And people are going to come, I told you, TD, you ain't tell me nothing. I never said it wasn't a possibility. But I gave you the reason why I didn't think it was. That's the difference. People are out to prove you wrong versus understanding your thoughts and why you feel the way you feel. That's why there's so much division in this world, period. And that's with everything, not just sports. People don't care about why you feel or believe what you feel or believe. It's just different from what they feel or believe, so therefore you're wrong. And it's the saddest thing ever, man. But there are people literally right now. TD is always on point. Everything he calls end up happening. People say that. People say that. I disagree with a lot of stuff he says, but every time I'm shocked with the Dolphins, you go look back, he was right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all done been here with me for a long time. Did I not call the Drake situation? Did I not call the Kenny Steele situation? Did I not say Tannehill is good enough? I never said he was elite. Only time I say he's elite when I'm trolling somebody that hate on him for no reason. That's it. I never said he was elite. And I knew Tannehill wasn't going to last with this team. I was hoping he would, but he was a casualty of his salary in a team that still didn't have any answers. Right on that. The biggest one, though, today, the biggest one was Laramie Tunsil. Nobody saw what I saw. I threw that out to y'all and told y'all that. Nobody. Lost subscribers over it. Bro, now you delusional. Okay. Again, and I hope you go back and watch the Tunsil video I made. Because I always said, I gave y'all the reason why. You got a guy who went 4 years, didn't have an injury, or 3, didn't have an injury, on a line that it ain't going to matter for the next 2 years anyway. So you going to pay him top dollars? And he ain't even listen, man, it was a risk. And we already headed in a direction where we're not paying people top dollar like that, man. We're just not. And then you get a suitor that offers a crazy amount, it's going to happen. And right when I said that, bro, I listen to you and I try to support you, my brother, but hey, man, I'm unsubscribing. You delusional, man. I'm going to ride with this person from this point on because you don't know what you're talking about. And you know them people ain't come back because they pride. They pride, man. They pride. But it's cool, man. TD, brother, it's cool. You are well informed and keep us updated on everything. Thanks. I think they 2 picks did it for Miami. I mean, yeah, the 2 picks did it for Miami. Absolutely. Anybody coming out, that's why I was telling y'all, anybody tradable on this roster. And I also told y'all in the offseason The time has come where you need to stop falling in love with the player and fall in love with the organization. The day you fall in love with the organization and not the player, you'll start to see things clearer. You'll stop wasting money on jerseys like I was doing last year. You'll stop wasting money, man. It's that simple. Let's finish this interview because I still got to get to that last piece that proves everything.
But right now, for this team this week, we're going to play play Fitz.
I remember talking to Kilgore a few weeks ago. Decision to go back to Fitz. That's something that gained you a lot of respect in the locker room. Did you think about that when you made the decision? Keeping the locker room, trusting you.
I always try to do what I feel is best for this team.
Let me pause.
Try to do that.
That actually confirmed the answer. I know some of y'all couldn't hear the question that the reporter said, but let me give you exactly what he said. The reporter said, after talking to Kilgore weeks ago, he said by starting Fitz again, gave you a lot of respect in the locker room. Can you talk on that? And what did he say? I try to do what's best for the team. I hope y'all caught that. I hope you caught what that meant. I talked to Kilgore weeks ago, and he said, by starting Fitz again, you gained a lot of respect in the locker room. You want to talk about that? I try to do what's best for the team. Does that not back up everything that I just said in this video? That the main knock on Josh Rosen is that the team around him wants him to earn his respect. They don't want him to have a handout. This coaching staff could have very well kept playing Josh Rosen. But when they felt like they did what was best for the team, as far as from earning a respect, earning a position, earning everything, he can't contradict what he's saying, even right now. 2 games left. What is the benefit of playing Fitz? If you're going to sit there and say Rosen is going to be given his opportunity, all of us around here arguing, then why we're not playing for anything? Why aren't you trying to figure out if he's the guy now? And that was your answer. That should shut all this conversation up about, oh, he's going with the person who gives the best chance to win. The reason why Fitz gives the best chance to win right now is in large part due to the team around Fitz is going to give their all because they don't want to sit there and play with the Rosen who just was given the spot. They want him to earn every bit of it. They want him to earn it. You don't just throw it to him like these entitled first-round picks around here. Just like Jadeveon Clowney said, I ain't going to Miami. They finna tank for a damn quarterback. Not my words. I get tired of saying the word damn because Clowney said it. I just like to be verbatim so that people don't try to argue about, oh, that wasn't said. Clowney's exact words. I'm not going there. They're trying to tank for a damn quarterback. If you didn't put 2 and 2 together right, this conversation right here should have gave you 90% all the answers you needed about this situation. So when it comes to, oh, best chance to win, that has something to do with the locker room and the respect that they feel Rosen still needs to earn. And it's sad that I still, even right now, have to I have to throw this out there just to keep people understanding that doesn't mean Rosen's going to start next year. But stop with that narrative that he's done. Stop. Stop with the lies. That's why I told you, you better listen to Brian Flores first before you listen to all these fake reports, man. Selling articles and clicks just to touch your emotions. Shout out to Dudley Durong in the building, man. Let me go back. I saw his comment. What up, TD? And that was the problem with T. Hill. He never earned the respect of the team because he was handed the position. We are finally doing things right. And, you know, Doug, you're spot on, bro. And when I go back and I look at it, and this is where I was blinded. I knew T. Hill had the talent and had what it took, but he was a sacrificial lamb in those first 4 years. And when I go back and look at it, I just sit back and I think to myself, what if he got to sit behind a veteran? Oh my gosh. If he actually got to sit behind a veteran and have that same calm poise that he's showing in Tennessee right now, oh my gosh, he might still be in Miami. He might still be in Miami. But you're right. We're finally doing it the right way. He's finally doing it the right way, man. But if y'all don't see, if y'all don't put all that together, what we just talked about, there's your answers. And the last time I'm going to say it, nothing I said today means that that Rosen is the future and that he's going to start next year. I still think we're drafting a quarterback because you got to give him the right competition to make sure at his entire career he doesn't feel entitled like he's going to be that guy. Let him know that he could be replaced at any moment, just like Mariota got replaced. So I know we're drafting a quarterback. But at the end of the day, hopefully this has shut down that false fake narrative that this organization already knows what they have in Rosen and he's done. How could anybody get that out of that conversation? Now, I understand if you listen to it for the first time, it was just like oh, yeah, he's just saying that. But the way I just broke it down, there shouldn't be any question. And if it is, man, listen to this video again because your comprehension may need a second look. It just might. Man, literally said, the reporter literally said, I talked to, I forgot who he said. He said, Kilgore, I believe. He said, I talked to him weeks ago, and he said, you earned a lot of respect in the locker room. You earned a lot of respect in the locker room by going back with Fitzpatrick. And he said, well, I just try to do, make the decision to do what's best for the team. If you listen to the tone of this entire conversation, it's because this team is not about rallying. They're basically holding Flores accountable. This is an example. You know how they talked about that mutiny. Now, this was the opportunity for the mutiny. This situation, not that people were unhappy with Flores. And you know what's funny about that? The mutiny conversations didn't even start until the Rosen situation. So maybe this is what it was all about in the first place. Maybe this was what it was all about in the first place. Maybe that's what it is. I got to go look at exact dates to see. What week did Minka get traded? Do y'all remember? Because I don't. Somebody in here is spot on. Know real well what week did Minka get traded? Come on, somebody in the comment section know. Let me know in the comment section right now. What week did Minka get traded? What week was that Minka Fitzpatrick got traded away? I need to know. I really want to know. Somebody knows. Somebody got it off the top of their head. Let me know, man. Because I know that the mutiny conversation started about a week and a half before he got traded. It was about a week and a half before he got traded when the mutiny conversation started. About like 2 weeks. Was it? It was about 2 weeks before. When was it? Week 2 to 3, 5, my guess. 3, week 6. Man, let me get the facts. I'll just get the facts, man. I'll just type it in right here, man. Minka traded. That'll help us. Just type in Minka traded. Somebody said September 16th. Let me make sure. Yep, September 16th. September 16th. Wait, why does it have 20th? No, it's 16th. How many games did Minka play before he complained, though? I thought he played like 2 or 3 games. That's interesting. I'll get paid millions to clap and let Jerry coach. TD, how come rookie quarterbacks can come in the league and ball out right away? We can't wait on Rosen forever. Can you name the rookie quarterback that's coming out balling right away? Now, balling right away is a matter of perspective. My definition of balling right away is getting W's. I don't care that you threw 300 yards. Are you coming in balling to the fact that your team getting W's? If that's what you're talking about, please name the quarterback for me. No, I'll do you one better so I ain't got to trick you into going down a false road. Can you tell me the quarterback who actually did that, getting W's, and they in the same situation with the talent around them like Miami Dolphins? Can you let me know one quarterback in this NFL who's balling out, getting W's with a team around him like the Miami Dolphins have? Please let me know. I know there's some smart people in this room. Can anybody give me that? Can anybody give me the team that does it? Anybody? Cam Newton. Oh, he said, retract my statement. I guess he heard what I said after that. Can anybody tell me? Because this false narrative, that's what gets to me. This false narrative about how come other quarterbacks, stop comparing quarterbacks in different situations. Stop. It's the most unfair thing you can do. If you got a job and you get hired at the same time as somebody else, and the job allows you to have an assistant and the other person to have an assistant because it's so busy and the job requires that much. If the manager approves the other person's assistant and they're working and they're getting all their work done, but your assistant didn't get approved yet and you're always behind, is that fair to you? That person got high ratings of always getting their work done, but you're always behind, but yet you ain't got your assistant yet and they ain't approved it yet. Is that fair to you? Crazy to me. How the question don't make sense? It makes all the sense in the world. If you can't comprehend it, say that, but it makes sense. Come on, man. Come on. That's all it is with these quarterbacks. That's all it is. It's about the situation you come into as well. People always want to use Rosen and Kyler Murray as an example. Well, Kyler Murray putting up better numbers. Okay. How that win column looking? How is that win column looking? TD, do you think the Cardinals made the right choice by drafting Murray? I don't know. I don't know if they made the right choice by drafting Rosen. Because once again, look at Kyler Murray and look at Rosen. How that win column looking for both of them? Did it matter? Because somebody used to argue, EM, somebody used to argue the quarterback makes the difference. Watch what Arizona do. Hey, I've been watching. How that win column look? How does that win column look? Prescott. Oh, don't even start with me. Don't start with me or no Dak Prescott. Y'all stop that mess. Stop that mess. I know that kid entire history. Don't do that. He's good enough. He's above average. But that's not sit here and ignore what they done put around this man. This man came in with like a cherry on top with one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Offensive lines in the league. One of, I ain't say the best, but some argue that. This man came in like a cherry on top with a running back in the backfield. That's the highest paid. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100. And then they didn't stop there. They went out and said, we don't have, the problem is Dak don't have the receivers he needs. Y'all remember that? Then they go out and get him the receivers he needs. So miss me with the Dak Prescott stuff. So once again, Kyler is a good QB in my opinion. In my opinion, Tim, he's a great QB. He's a phenomenal. He's an elite. I don't care what title you give him. Does it matter? Go look at the win column. I don't care if he was the best quarterback in the league. Can you please go look at the win column? Come on, man. One day, just one day, we're going to start being fair. And we're actually going to say, I guess it does matter what's around your quarterback. One day we're going to be fair and say, I guess it really does matter. We need to stop ignoring that. We really need to stop ignoring that. Got one more win than Rosen so far in Arizona. He ain't got one more win than Rosen. He got 4 more wins. Oh, you mean when Rosen was in Arizona? He actually got 1.5 more wins than Rosen. But you're talking about a team that came back and finally didn't change offensive coordinators, finally have some camaraderie, because don't forget they changed offensive coordinators there too. We talk about a team that's picked up where they left off last year. They should be getting better. And let's say that, hey, Kyler Murray is better than Josh Rosen. So far, it's netted to a 1.5 more wins. That shows you a team that has too many issues that need to be resolved, and it ain't got nothing to do with the quarterback. So people get this straight now. I ain't saying nothing negative about no Kyler Murray. This conversation ain't got nothing to do with Kyler Murray. I don't care if I sat here and said he the best thing ever. The only thing that matters is go look at the win column. To some of y'all argument, why they ain't got 10 wins if he that guy? Because it doesn't matter if he's that guy. It doesn't matter if he's that guy. You got to have the team around him. So anybody that says Kyler Murray is the reason for them going 4-9-1 at this point of the season, you just don't know football. Just like if you said Rosen was the reason they won 3 games last year, you just don't know football. Yeah, it's a team game, but people want to ignore that when they argue about the person they want, the best player they want. They ignore that. They argue that. That's why the biggest misconception, the biggest trickery in football news is this glorification of the quarterback. And I try to preach that all the time. Stop glorifying the quarterback like that. Quarterback ain't nothing if ain't nothing around him. Quarterback ain't nothing if it ain't nothing around him. I don't care what quarterback you got. Give me a whole bunch of receivers that's dropping the ball. How good is that quarterback now? I don't care what quarterback you got. Give me an offensive line that only allow him 2 seconds, no more. And all of a sudden he a bum quarterback. I constantly preach on this channel. Stop glorifying the quarterback. You know why we glorify the quarterback? Because the media glorifies the quarterback. Do you know why the media glorifies the quarterback? Because it's less work to glorify the quarterback. It's easier to glorify the quarterback. Now I ain't got to do no research on this linebacker and how he affects the game. Now I ain't got to do no research on this left guard and how he affects the game. Now I ain't got to do no research about this, that, and this. Let's just talk about the quarterback. Let's just talk about the quarterback. That's all people want to hear anyway. Why is that all people want to hear? Because they created that. Because that's all they talk about. And the saddest part is, now that's all we actually do want to hear. It's about the quarterback. That's it. You can't say that about Watson, TD. What can I not say about Watson? Oh, Chris, please tell me what I can't say about Watson. Don't tell me you talk about the same argument with Kyler Murray. Do you not see Watson's wide receivers? Do you not see that they literally invested in trying to fix the O-line for him? Don't do that. Please don't do that again. Yeah. Listen, just stop. And why you think they keep on saying Houston is one of the most inconsistent teams as it is anyway? They beat Tennessee last week and Watson threw 2 interceptions. He still threw 2 interceptions. He doing it without O-line. Oh, Laramie Tunsil made the Pro Bowl this year, y'all, just so you know, because we got somebody saying he doing it without O-line. Okay. All right. It just amazes me. It's amazing to me. Beat Tannehill, though, but Tannehill had a higher passer rating. See, that's a different philosophy in football. You think Watson beat Tannehill like Tannehill on the other side of the ball to stop him. But Tannehill had a better day than him. Tannehill had more yards, same amount of touchdowns, and one less pick. Higher passing rating. But he beat Tannehill. No, the team beat the Titans. The Texans beat the Titans. Whoever said that, I ain't even gonna go look at the name because I ain't trying to call people out individually. But this is what I'm talking about. Different philosophy in football. He beat Tannehill, though. Last I checked, they don't line up against each other. They don't line up against each other. And Tannehill had a better day than him. How he beat Tannehill? Let's be politically correct here. The Houston Texans beat the Tennessee Titans. Deshaun Watson didn't beat Tannehill. Let's just be straight here. People like who they like, TD, and fail to see things rational. I couldn't have said it better, Dundada. I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better. It's crazy, man. And sometimes, and I love doing this. This is exciting to me, even right now, going back and forth to prove people wrong in some cases. But you know the best conversations is when people talk with reason. You can love who you love, but still acknowledge reason, acknowledge common sense. But y'all know I always say common sense ain't common at all, man. And it ain't because nobody's stupid or nothing like that. It's just because their bias take over. And furthermore, the urge to not want to be wrong or proven to be wrong. Or proven to be wrong. The biggest gap in society today is the use of, well, it's my opinion. That's the biggest gap in society, with people to use that as a scapegoat. Because everything ain't an opinion just because you believe it. If there is factual data to show that what you're saying is false, then it's not an opinion. It's a bias. It's a belief. But you hold on to the word opinion to try to keep some semblance of being right. Well, it's just my opinion. We can agree to disagree. I'm not agreeing to disagree with you because I have data that would tell me I'm right or wrong. It's crazy to me. And this is in everything. It's in life, relationships, politics, everything in this world. You just sit there and you read stuff and you be like, people actually believe this because they said it. I just went and did my research on that and I see who's lying, but people believe this. And we're talking about this. These are decisions made for our country and our lives and our well-beings. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, are we really that gone? See, once you're a part of a side, that side can be wrong, but you ride with it. And that is, that's where you get yourself in trouble. That's why I'm never on the side. I just take every scenario and situation, and my opinion is ass. I go do my research and come up with my own conclusion. We got to stop that mess, man. It's screwing us up in so many ways, man. People be like, stay woke. But they saying that in their dreams. The main people sleeping, having dreams about telling other people to stay woke. Hopefully y'all put that together. I always use it. It's crazy to me, man. TD, I have heard you say you question Tua's decision making. Do you like Rosen's ability as a decision maker? Not sure. Because Tua has one of the best offensive lines in football, one of the best receiving cores. He has everything around him for me to actually fairly evaluate his decision making without many attributables around him. Because if he had a bad O-line, I could say that was a bad decision by Tua, but I mean, given what the O-line did in that situation, it's hard to judge him on it. It's hard to judge him on it. So that's why I say that. But Josh Rosen, again, let me see him in the right situation with an O-line, weapons around him. Then I can evaluate him. That's the difference here. That's the difference. We evaluate people in terrible situations. Just like I use that scenario with your boss. You get a job, the person next to you get the same job. You're both entitled and an assistant. The person next to you got their assistant. They got all their work on time. They get a perfect 100 every month. And you around here struggling with 70s, but we want to ignore the fact that the director still hasn't approved your assistant yet. Hey, you're rated a 70. We need to do better. Well, I mean, I need an assistant. Yeah, but we'll focus on that at some time. You still got to do better than what you're doing. I'm doing everything I can. Oh, this is your best? Because if it's your best, then I need to reevaluate if this is for you. I don't understand. That person has an assistant. Oh, well, we need to stay in the circle of control, which you can control, not other people. How would that make you feel? It's the crappiest thing ever. You'll be going home every day. It's unfair that they evaluate me without an assistant and they evaluate this person the same way with an assistant. And they're supposed to get me an assistant. That's what they told me when they hired me. And some of y'all around here evaluating Rosen that way. I wish if y'all was going through that in y'all life, I wonder how you would feel if I'm sitting there. Hey, stop crying, man. Stop whining. Get the 100 and stop crying. I'm doing the best I can. Obviously, I can't achieve 100 by myself. I'll figure it out. Stop all that crying. Well, you obviously ain't the guy. You obviously ain't the guy then. It'll be the most unfair thing ever. But you don't care until it's happening to you. You don't care if it's happening to you until it's happening to you. Pure fans, read my question. Let me see. But do remember, we got rid of our O-line for what? Better the team have draft or best team as of present. I don't get what you're saying. But do you wait? Let me try to understand what you're saying. But do remember, we got rid of our O-line for what? Better the team. Better the team. How? Oh my gosh, I done lost it. And I could be reading this the wrong way, and that's why I'm tripping. Better the team. How? Draft or best team as a present. I'm not really sure what you meant by that. Maybe elaborate a little more, because I definitely want to answer your question, Pure fans. That's probably on me. I'm probably just not comprehending right now. Everything need to be perfect for Rosa, huh? No, everything doesn't need to be perfect, but it need to be a whole lot better than it is now. Things aren't perfect in Tennessee for Tannehill, but they are a whole lot better. Tannehill went from getting 2 seconds to throw the ball in Miami to at least 3.5. Hell, some quarterbacks got 5 seconds. You see, it don't have to be perfect. It just got to be a lot better. It got to be a lot better. Facts. Everything need to be keep it football. So sounds like you talking about me and my boss. I hope not, man, but it's unfair. If you're going through that at work, it's unfair. You're being evaluated the same way as someone else with less resources. That's not fair. It's not, man. All right, Rich. We see what Rosen brings to the plate when he gets his chance. Yeah, we need at least one interior O lineman and the best left tackle we can get. Not knocking that. I agree. We did get rid of players like Tunsil for what? Better team or better draft? Both. And it comes in an order though. Better draft to have a better team. You have to understand Tunsil was gotten rid of for 2 first rounders in a second. If you go get Andrew Thomas with the number 4 pick overall, you already replaced Tunsil and feel confident that he can be just as good, if not better. That's a fact. That's a fact. So if we do go get Andrew Thomas, we've replaced Tunsil. And then why did we trade Tunsil? Just to get better? No, just to get another tackle that's just as good. What's the difference? Let me tell you the difference. Tunsil was going to cost double what Andrew Thomas is probably going to cost as the number 4 pick. So let me say that again. Tunsil is going to cost double what Andrew Thomas is going to cost at the number 3 overall pick. So you save money so that you can afford probably 2 more guards to go next to him. That's number 1. Number 2, what else do you get? You got another first round pick and a second. Do we not see that? Do we really not see that? What did we get rid of Tunsil for? Just to go in the draft and get another left tackle? Yes. And to get him cheaper. Half the price. Half the price. And still have an additional first round pick and a second round pick on top of it. If you can't put that math together, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you if you can't put that together. So that's a win all the way through. Yeah, you do risk, okay, your first round is a bust. At least you got 2 shots and a second rounder. But I can tell you now, if we get Andrew Thomas, oh, that's day 1. That's day 1 starter. Just like Tunsil was. Javier said Andrew Thomas, that's a win. Michael Biadasz, that's a win. Would really improve the line. You can get both of those guys and another guy for what you got for Tunsil. You spot on. Andrew Thomas and Michael, man, come on, you spot on. And another pick. Not only that, people forget, because Mr. Ballgame spot on. I see you, homie. He said Tunsil was a gift. We got somebody who should have went number 1 overall or number 2 at number 13. At number 13. He was a gift to begin with. And he became the gift that kept giving. So if we get Andrew Thomas, every time you be like, Andrew Thomas, that guy. Yeah, I'm glad we did that. You better think back to the Laramie Tunsil deal. All the people that was negative about it. Be honest, if he come in balling, you better think back to the Laramie Tunsil deal. And whoever that other pick in 2021 is, in the first round, might I add, you better think Laramie Tunsil for it. And we all forget that we got Laramie Tunsil at a value at 13. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 13. The one that we got to try to make sure that we hit on is the Minka trade. He was worth every bit of the first rounder, and we got to hit on the first rounder to feel good about what happened in that situation. If we don't, then we lost on the Minka situation. But that was out of our control at that point anyway. But that's the one that we got to hope that we hit. The Tunsil trade, it's a win. It's a win. Period, y'all. It's a win. We saved money and acquired assets. Man, we acquire more in assets than some would argue he's even worth. Regardless of the Pro Bowl selection. 2 first and a second? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. We won the Tunsil trade, and we don't even know what we're getting to replace it. People got to understand, 3 picks for Tunsil. All we got to do is hit on one of them, and hey, we're good. And they're all early rounds. So the odds are at a minimum hit on 2 of them. Wow, we got over. We'll see, though. Time will tell, as always. Yes, Steals was included with Tunsil, but there have been offers on the board for Steals anyway for a 5th-round pick. So Tunsil was already a 2 first and a second. They just said, hey, we know y'all need a receiver anyway. We'll throw Kenny Steals in for you. Because Steals, there had been several rumors around that Steals was going to go for a 5th. I wanted a 3rd for Steals. But they had rumors around that people had offered a 5th for Steals. All it did is sweeten the deal for Tennessee. I mean, not Tennessee, but Houston, because they needed a receiver as well. And obviously, it's paid off for him. I believe he made the Pro Bowl as well. That's huge for them. He had 2 touchdowns last week, wide open in the end zone. Wide open in the end zone. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I caution y'all, be like, then why did we let Steals go? You have to realize, man, anybody in our equation right now, you have to say what type of player are they going to be 2 years from now. Steals can keep playing at this high level, but 2 years from now, he's reached that age and that concern. Kiko Alonso, same thing. Almost everybody we let go, same thing. Cameron Wake, Robert Quinn, 2 years from now, they reach the age and the concern. So get what you can now instead of having mediocre seasons. See, y'all would have been mad if we went 7-9 or 8-8 again. Y'all would have been real mad. Y'all would have been real mad. People would have been real mad, man. Excuse me. They was GA mad for real. GA, I'm probably missing that one. No, by March regarding the blood flow, which is ain't nobody talking about two already a bust, man. And I'm trolling now for y'all who want to hold me accountable for what I say. I'm just trolling, man. But anywho, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. If you didn't catch the beginning, I urge you to go back and watch the beginning before you make a conclusion about everything that was being said. I love streams like this, digging into verbiage and what people are saying, because we get a deeper look at what they mean when they say what they say. And I'm telling you now, the only thing that I'm trying to get across into this video from the beginning is the fact that we need to stop the narrative that this organization already knows that Josh Rosen isn't the answer. That is a lie. That is a lie. And we heard it from the horse's mouth himself today, Brian Flores. He gave us the inside scoop. Only those worthy enough could dissect what he said and understand it. And I explained it to y'all, and I'm pretty sure everybody on TD Fans Talk can dissect it well enough to understand this organization has not come to the conclusion that Josh Rosen isn't the answer. He's about to have his opportunity next offseason. He's going to have a brand new fresh quarterback out of the draft. He's going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick and himself in camp. You win this battle, you're the future of the Miami Dolphins. You lose this battle, then we're moving on. It's that simple. It's that simple. But number one on his list of what he needs to do coming in the next season is be a leader, keep his head up, demand perfection while he's delivering it. And I don't believe in perfection, but I believe in whatever the closest thing it is to it. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is, that's what I strive for. Outside of God being the perfect one. But listen, it's that simple. Flores done told him in his face, you're going to have your opportunity in due time, but I guarantee you it better not be what you brought in from day one when you came here with that moping, holding your head down. The problem is Rosen cares too much. I always used to teach people, you got to care without caring. Care enough to want to do better but don't care about what happened because it can't serve you from this point forward. It can't serve you anymore. It cannot serve you anymore. There's no benefit in caring and moping, and because you lose twice. The bad thing already happened. Now you're moping. You're losing even more. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. Before I get out of here, I want to throw something, keep something in y'all thought process. Could you imagine Tunsil up for contract negotiations with the Houston Texans, which he should be, and him turning it down just to hit the free market? Could you imagine that happening and he comes right back to Miami? Could you imagine Ryan Tannehill telling the Tennessee Titans, hey, I want to hit free agency? And he came back to Miami and Flores fixes the defense and gets us a running back, probably go get somebody like Derrick Henry. I don't know. I'm just saying. Le'Veon Bell. I don't know. Just saying. Could you imagine that? That's just me trolling, y'all. Just wishful thinking. Hey, but I will tell you about that Tunsil situation. Imagine Tunsil becoming a free agent and we go back and sign him because we did not leave on bad terms with Tunsil. Tunsil, number one, loved it in Miami. He loved the fans because we supported him and called him the GOAT, pretty much. We were behind Tunsil the entire time. And on top of it, above all, when they called him in the office, he saw what was on the board and said, I would trade me for that. Tunsil was a great sport through it all. He didn't feel betrayed or anything. Imagine Tunsil being back with Miami because he turned down the deal and wanted to be a free agent and told them, you can keep franchise tagging me, but you can only do it twice. And on top of that, I'm gone after that since you're franchise tagging me anyway. Imagine him leaving and coming back to Miami. The Houston Texans would file all type of grievances against the Miami Dolphins. They'll feel like it was designed. That would be sickening, man. That would be sickening, man. That would, oh my gosh, imagine that actually happening. Imagine that actually happening. They gave away their future for don't get that mistaken. They gave away their future. The next 2 years of a first round and this year a second round. They starting in the third round this year, y'all. So don't get that twisted. They done gave away their future. Man. Anywho, I got to get up out of here, man. This TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Make sure you check out the whole video. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is good analysis. This is me digging into my brain, digging in my bag, getting out the legitimate thought processes that any reasonable person should have, digging deep into reading people's words. Because Flores is trying his best not to give anybody any information on Josh Rosens. But shout out to the media finally asking questions and posing them the right way to get this type of information out of Flores. I read into it. I don't know if they even read into it the way that I did, but y'all check out the video from its entirety and tell me if you feel like I'm spot on with some of this stuff, man. TD, check your IG. I did a bomb mock draft. I'll check it out, man. If it got Tua on it, I don't like it already. I'm just telling you now. Unless he in the 8th round. Ha! Hope y'all like what I did right there. Anyway, weed is going to be taken off the banned substance list next CBA. Not worry. Yeah, man. These kids, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's because people keep on coming out saying it's for their pain. If it is and it's proven medically to do that, then I don't know. It doesn't give them an advantage in this game, so I don't see what the issue is. I'm not an advocate of it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Oh, that's right. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Yes, there's only 7 rounds, TD. Oh, I know that. That's why I say I hope you like what I did there. If you got him in the 8th round, then I like your mock draft. I love your mock. It's the best mock draft ever if you got Tua going in the 8th round. That's the type of mock draft I like, baby. But this TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'll see y'all later, man. It's your boy. Peace. All right, Reason. All right, now Reason. But make me get you in here and make me eat you on this Rosen stuff. No, I'm just playing. But I'm out of here, man. I'll talk to y'all soon.